Hey there, guys. It's been a bit. I've rearranged my room a little bit, so I'm trying out a new spot. Um, and it is the middle of June, and I have yet to do any sort of a wrap up for April or May. So I'm going to go through that really quickly. And then, yeah, it has been a very busy couple of months. School just wrapped up, work school. So I'm gonna have a little bit more time on my hands now, which means great things for reading. June's going great so far. Can't wait to share about that. As of right now, I'm gonna skip doing a June TBR because it is currently June 10th as I'm filming this. And by the time it would get uploaded, I'd then be uploading a wrap up anyway. So, no June TBR. You'll just see what I ended up reading in a wrap up. I have quite a few books on my TBR, so we'll see how that goes. But anyway, without further ado, I read 2 books ish in April and 2 books in May. Time wise between the two are a little fuzzy. But I've read 4 books within the last month or 2 months, which is still pretty good for my track record. Still pretty good. The first book that I finished is Trials of Apollo, The Burning Maze by Rick Riordan. This is the 3rd book in the Trials of Apollo series, which is in my current reread through all of Rick Riordan's books. And I'm loving this new series. I'm listening to it on audio, and Robbie Daymond is just amazing. And I know I've said that many times before, but I just love his narration, and I love what he puts into Apollo, and it just makes the books even better. And I'm really, really enjoying these, and I can't wait to continue to read more of them. And so the second book that I read in April was The Switch by Beth O'Leary. This was our book club pick for April, and I have to say I was loving this book. It is set in England, set in the UK, and it features a grandmother named Eileen and a granddaughter named Lena, who their full names are Eileen, but Lena goes by Lena. And Lena's overworked, and her boss basically forces her to go on sabbatical because she has a mental breakdown during a meeting. And Eileen is going through a divorce and separation from her longtime husband, and is just kind of trying to get back in the dating world and doesn't really know what's going on. And they end up switching lives for 2 months for her 8-week sabbatical. And the relationships and the things that they learn about each other's lives, and I felt myself connecting with Lena a lot, and it was told in dual perspective. The audiobook is dual narrator, and I loved it so much. Not everyone loved it in our book club. It was a very good discussion. We had a lot of different viewpoints, but I found myself absolutely adoring this book. And honestly, it may even be a book that I reread or re-listen to down the road. It just was very fun and light, but also kind of talked about things that, it was just, I don't know, I highly recommend this book. It does seem a little bit more like it's going to be a little bit more romance-led, which is not what this book is about. It is more about the relationship between the granddaughter and the grandmother. So if you're going into this thinking it's going to be a romance, you're going to be disappointed. There are romantic elements, but it is definitely more about the relationships between those 2 characters than it is about either of their romantic lives, per se. The next book that I read was The Tyrant's Tomb, the 4th book in the Trials of Apollo series. Again, just loving these. If you've read the original series, both Lightning Thief, that Percy Jackson and the Olympian series, and the Heroes of Olympus series, if you like Rick Riordan, read these books. They're amazing. They feature many characters that you will be familiar with. I'm not going to say which ones, leave that up to your surprise. There are ups and downs, things happen. I cannot wait till somebody else finishes these within my friend group so that I can talk about it with them, because I just need to talk to somebody about these so much. I may do a spoiler-filled discussion at some point if I feel like making it. If somebody watches this and says, oh, I would love to hear you talk about it and talk about the spoilers, let me know. If I feel like making it, I will. This channel has become more for me. I appreciate each and every person who watches these videos, because my viewership is starting to go up again, which is weird. Hello, all the new people that seem to be watching these. I hope you stick around. But this channel is a creative outlet for me more than it is about gaining tons and tons and tons of followers. So, but these books are amazing, and I'm loving them. And I don't know what I was expecting, but they're not quite what I expected. And then the last book that I read in May was Let Us Descend by Jesmyn Ward. This was our book club pick for May. This book was very difficult. We had very philosophical conversations about this book. It made us ask a lot of questions. There's not much like fact in terms of, there are things that are very much left up to what the reader is going to interpret about it, which makes it a great book for a book club, because you get to talk about what these things are, what these things mean. I thought at first it was going to be a little bit more of a historical fiction novel. It is definitely leaning more towards a literary fiction of sorts, because there's a spiritual element that is there. And yeah, if you enjoy Jesmyn Ward, some of the other people who've read a lot more of her books than I have, this is my first one, did not love this one. They liked her other books more. Overall, though, it was a pretty quick read. The audiobook was only like 6 hours, so for me it was like 4.5, because I listened to stuff on about 1.5, 1.75 speed, depending on the narrator. And so it's not to say that I didn't enjoy the book, but it was just not what I thought it was going to be going in. And like, I feel like I have to reread pieces of the ending, because I was left with a lot of confusion, I guess. And then the last thing that I just want to like show off, technically is kind of a haul, is this adorable picture book about a cat named Floof. It's just adorable. If you have a cat, it's very it's definitely a picture book, and it's definitely a kid's book. But it's cute, and the little tag on the back says an irresistible book for cat lovers, cute lovers, or anyone who has ever been a little bit mischievous, because it's just adorable. So there's that. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I cannot wait to talk about my June reads when I eventually finish them all. And yeah, with that, I will see you guys soon with whatever my next video is. Goodbye!